Hi, my name's Jim Musgrave. I'm the owner of English Majors, Editors, and Publishers in San Diego. This article was published in the Independent Book Publishers Association magazine, Independent. Evaluating options for enhanced ebooks. When I wrote The Digital Scribe, a writer's guide to electronic media, way back in 1996, I believed in the multimedia approach to writing. That is, I thought the combination of image, audio, animation, and especially interaction was going to be the next big thing for electronic publishing. Flash forward to 2014. I still believe in the technology of immersion, and I have reason to believe it is finally being implemented in the technology of books, although slowly and with due deliberation. In much the same way that 3D finally became popular in the movies after its brief but unpopular appearances in the 1950s and 60s. Independent publishers and authors may want to learn to apply this new technology, but, as with all things new, this requires realizing that it may or may not succeed. What follows is based on my experience as a writer, a publisher, and a consultant specializing in enhanced ebooks. And it aims to show you why or why not certain enhancements may work, given your specific needs. Right now, big publishers are producing enhanced ebooks in interesting ways. HarperCollins has quite a few new enhanced titles, and has even produced a snazzy little video explaining the meaning of enhanced. Penguin also has enhanced titles, including the popular Chopsticks, which includes its own app. And one of the best-selling nonfiction books of 2012 was Jacqueline Kennedy, Historic Conversations on Life with John F. Kennedy, published by Hyperion. It sold for $60 and contained 8 CDs, plus transcripts of the material on them, half an hour of interviews, archival photographs, and original contributions from Caroline Kennedy and Michael Beschloss, the eminent presidential biographer, on the background of the project. But priced at $19.99, an enhanced version of the book contained all of that content of the paper version, plus videos. But hey, you may be saying, I don't have money to spend on the next big thing, or a Kennedy title lying around waiting to be published. Well, neither do I. I came to this game with a writer's perspective, and I understand that indies can't afford to play with all the new technological possibilities. So here's a quick look at what's likely to work and what isn't. Because selling books is about the package you present, and more important, about how the content works for the reader audience, book enhancements don't work unless what they enhance is integral to a given book. What to watch out for. Enhancements won't work when they are implemented because a publisher thinks they're cool or simply wants to try something new for the sake of its novelty. Enhancements that detract or distract from a book story must not be included in it. Just as a sloppily edited manuscript screams unprofessional to a reader, so do media that seem tacked on or obtrusive. Enhancements don't work when the content is wrong for the technology. One example, a publisher includes an audio music track just to provide an extra inside the book. The enhanced content should always serve the story and not be something that can be seen as a sales tool, pitch, or gimmick. Enhancements won't work when the enhancement doesn't take account of readers' interests. Believe it or not, I've seen publishers who wanted to add photos of their families to books that have nothing to do with their families. As a rule, unless you're a celebrity, any enhanced content should be directly related to the reader's interest in a book story and or the reader's connection with the content. Enhancements won't work when the enhancement distracts from the story's world. This is a controversial point. To some purists, any extra media is a distraction from the word portrait the author is painting. However, enhancements can serve and even add to the author's superb creation of a written story's world. Enhancements won't work when the publisher is not aware of the digital application of the enhancement. This is a point I am adamant about when explaining the limitations of enhanced ebooks. For example, most enhancements are locked into limited iOS markets. That's Apple products. Although Amazon's Kindle has come on board recently with the Kindle Fire. A publisher who wants to extend the DRR, or digital reader reach, of a title needs to investigate creating an app to go along with the iOS formatted title. What has promise? Ebook enhancements can work when the enhancement fits the story and is easily accessible by its audience. For example, the recorded interviews of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis were very popular with the buyers of the book about her because they were directly linked to the story's theme. Ebook enhancements can work when the enhancement gives the audience an additional way to see the story. Let's face it, reading is only one way. For example, a memoir by a retired Navy SEAL worked best as an immersive experience with sound effects, video and movies, and interactive choices for readers to make about life and death situations. Enhancements can work when the enhancement is developed in specific detail. This works well in the Inkling Habitat cloud publishing environment, which I like because it lets publishers and authors participate most directly in implementing specific enhancements to their titles. You can see immediately how an enhanced book will look to its audience. And if what you see doesn't look right, then it can be removed or changed immediately. It's important to note, though, that Inkling Habitat ebooks will appear to advantage only inside iOS reading devices. And while the iPad and tablet are fast becoming the most used devices for reading electronically formatted books, the major part of the reading market's demographic still doesn't use them. This is why I always offer additional ways to extend the DRR of a title. Enhancements work when the enhancement is an app. Creating an app can mean reaching many sales channels besides the ones that serve iOS reading devices. An EPUB version can be tailored for distribution to all the major online venues, with most enhancements preserved. Enhancements can work when a book can benefit from the social value of an app. My technical expert, David Roderick, is interested in a free application called PhoneGap that can be included in a book built for the app market because it lets us include games and inline interactive polls and connect users reading at the same point for a discussion. Enhancements can work when the economics make sense. If you ask for cost estimates, app developers may tell you that it could cost $30,000 to make your book into an app. But adding a background soundtrack to a novel, putting it into the appropriate format, and including games could cost only about $500. Costs for a book developed from scratch and made into an app with PhoneGap might also be roughly $500. Although it's obviously a matter of opinion, I believe that enhanced ebooks are on the cutting edge of the next generation of material for reading enjoyment. I hope you can utilize the technology they employ to further your own publishing needs.